That's why people are always backwards in their videos. Oh, that's good. For Hawaiian, that's good. Well, you saw the end of the road trip. The last 2 days there kind of got pushed into one video. Wasn't really anything interesting about Cedar City, Utah. The first half of Utah, when you're driving through it, is beautiful. It's amazing. If you've never been to that part of the world, you should definitely go check it out. It's something else. The back half of Utah is just like the high desert in California. It's just okay. It's nothing like the Arizona desert where they've got the Sorrento cactuses and all that. That stuff's pretty. This side of Utah, whatever. So, I like Kansas. I like the people in Kansas. It's flat-ish. So it's flat, and you imagine it's flat like the valley in California, or the Central Valley is flat. It's flat here. I mean, around the edges of it, there's mountains. The best thing about Bakersfield is you're dead smack middle of the southern Central Valley. Every direction going around is an equal distance just about from mountains. But you're 2 hours from anything you want to do. You're 2 hours away from it here. 2 hours from the ocean, 2 hours from major cities, 2 hours from the mountains. You're 2 hours or less from just about anything you want to do. And that's kind of the benefits of Bakersfield. Is it's a great place to get away from. Kansas, I like Wichita. I thought that was kind of cool. We're looking more at that city. The thing is, though, is you're hours and hours and hours in any direction. It's the same landscape, so that's a little bit different. But it's really cool. It's not flat. Oh, Kansas is so flat. No, it's really not. You have these rolling hills everywhere. You're constantly, when you're driving, crossing creeks, rivers, streams. That's kind of cool. Trees are sparse, but they've got some areas with more trees. But the trees are like around the farmland. But there's trails there. Well, like I said, we're going to be looking more into it. I don't know. Texas is getting a little too California. Especially bringing 2 teenage boys and a girl that's going to be a teenager here in a couple of years. They have that mandatory HPV vaccine thing. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not anti-vaccine. Don't get me wrong. I'm not anti-vaccine. I am anti that vaccine. I don't think there's a need for it. But, yeah, Texas is getting a little too California. There's too many rules and stuff, and I don't want to do Texas. Everybody was real polite in Kansas. Oklahoma, I liked Oklahoma when I lived there. I did and I didn't. There were things I didn't like about it. We had horses and stuff, and I didn't like that. I don't like having the farm animals that you've got to constantly take care of. I don't like horses. So yeah, enjoyed the trip. Coming back was a little hard. It usually is. You've gone and done the thing you went to do, and then you've got to, work your way back. And we were longer coming back than we were going out. Men on a mission going out. Coming back was like we got time. But it was a good trip. I enjoyed it. Ben went with me to Oregon, and I liked that because when he was little, he didn't talk constantly. Gabe talks all the damn time. He never shuts up. Well, when he was little. Now he's getting older, he's calming down with that a little bit. And you can have a conversation with him. So that's a good thing. Ben doesn't talk at all. There were a couple times I really could have used somebody talking to me to help keep me awake, and he doesn't do it. And that's too bad because Ben's really sharp. I'd like to see him engage more in conversation. We'll have to work on that, push him a little bit. Anyway, yeah, I thought it was a good trip. I really had fun. I didn't mean for that last video to end like a Nissan commercial, but we bought the Pathfinder just for a minute. I'll talk about that. We bought the Pathfinder to go and explore the United States a little more. We bought it as a land yacht. We knew what we were doing there on purpose, and we haven't used it as much as I would have thought for that, but this is definitely the biggest trip it's made. We put 4,000 miles on it. You saw it at the end of the video. We put 4,000 miles on it plus. I am really happy with that car. It's a hybrid, and I talked about that in one of the videos. It gets really good fuel economy on the road. Once you get over 70 miles an hour, though, the wind drag, you're pushing against that, and we all know once you get over 100 and some miles an hour, 150 miles an hour, 120, whatever it is, you've got to double the horsepower every time you want to go another 10 miles or something. I can't remember the exact name. I'm not even going to try to say that, but the faster you go, the more, and it's an exponential curve. It really takes off how much power it takes to push a car through the wind. And if you keep it down around 65, 70 miles an hour, that thing gets 30 plus miles to the gallon easily. There were sections where we were doing 55, 65 because of the road construction, and even climbing a hill, not a steep hill, but a slight hill, that thing's still pushing over 30 miles per gallon. So, really happy with that. I haven't looked at my credit card yet. I have no idea how much money we spent on fuel. We spent more than I wanted to, but smart move on that would have been the Prius. There was only two of us, but I didn't want to put the miles on the Prius. I wanted to put them on this, and this is what we bought this car for. So I didn't mean for that to come out like a Nissan commercial, but I'm really happy with that car. Nissan's hybrid system works different than the Ford hybrid system or the Toyota hybrid system, which are both very similar. They're not using Atkinson-driven gas engines. They're using Von Auto that are variable valve timing modified as you're driving. So I really like that because you've got a lot of power. You got a lot of power when you need it and want it, and you've got good fuel economy when you behave yourself and don't use the power. So yeah, great car. Nissan used to be known for wood plank seats with cloth over them, and this car is very comfortable. So very happy with that. It worked out great. Hauled all our crap. Anyway, that kind of wraps the whole trip up. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I think I'm going to put this in a separate playlist, all the trip stuff. And we might do more like this. I don't know. The purpose of this isn't to gain viewership or get rich or famous. Just putting this stuff up so that family can see what we're up to. And Mom, you're watching, shout out. Friends and family are watching all over the country. And to me, this is just the coolest way to share family video stuff. And more than anything, for me to go back and watch the thing later, and oh yeah, that's what we did back then, and I talked about that in that video where I kind of prefaced it in the garage. I'm sitting there talking about, this is why I'm doing this. I should have been doing this 10 years ago. Really should have. So anyway, that was a little adventure we had. You guys take care. Anybody wants to comment on any of them, or comment on this one, say, stupid videos, or hey, that was cool, thanks for sharing, or whatever. I don't care. You comment, don't comment. I know a couple of you subscribers are international. That's really cool. That's some of the fun we're having here in the States, and really would like to see more of the stuff you're doing in other countries. Greatly interested in the things that go on in other countries, other cultures. Even if there's a language barrier, you know, we've got translators on these. We can translate it, you know. This stuff, those you speak in Spanish, we can get a little bit of that across and translate it. If you're speaking something else, you know, translator works just fine. Even if it's not translated, it's still fun to see what's going on. Anyway, alright guys, I'm done. I'm going to go get breakfast and cleaned up and go out to the range today and shoot a little rifle and just kind of relax, take it easy. Not try to get into anything too serious. I'm still recuperating. Alright, have a good one.